Steph won Game 4. In games 1 and 3, Skip Bayless told us that the game was right there for the taking, and if Steph Curry was who he said he is and what many to believe and he kept harping, Shannon, you said this guy's going to be a top 10 player if he wins the NBA Finals and he's Finals MVP, and he's come up smaller than his actual frame is. Well, on Friday night, he said, guys, get on my back. I refuse to let you lose. We're not taking a 5.5, 6-hour flight back to the Bay with an L on our resume. I refuse to let that happen. And he made big shot after big shot after big shot. In the first half, Skip, he scored 19, and it was a great job by him just to keep have them only down by 5. And in the third quarter, he gave you another one. I mean, he's averaging 13 points in the third quarter alone, shooting 60%. That's what he's doing from the 3 in the third quarter, averaging 13, shooting 60% from the 3. But Skip said the man keep coming up small in the fourth. I need to see little Steppin'. I need to see him in the fourth quarter. And he gave it to you in the fourth quarter.
Did he really?
He gave you.
I saw a whole different game than you did, but go ahead.
Just for people at home, Steph Curry is leading the finals in fourth quarter scoring. Don't let this man go ahead and fool you.
Wait a second. He came into this game with 6 total points in the first 3 games in the fourth quarter, and he's leading it in the fourth quarter?
Leading.
Well, that's a pathetic statement for anybody else on the floor.
What I got to do with him?
I don't know. So he's got 16 total points in 4 fourth quarters.
Yeah, so
he's averaging 4 points a game in the fourth quarter, and he's leading all scorers?
Hey, Skip, that ain't
You're kidding.
Skip.
No wonder nobody's watching these finals. Go ahead.
Hey, there's a lot of things going on, Skip. And first, this is really the first summer we've been out of the pandemic in 2 years, so everybody's out. But anyway, but it's Skip. You got to admit now, people you and I watching. That's all you need to worry about. You and I watching, so we got something to talk about. But Skip, he had 19 in the first half, and they were only down 5 when they could have been down even more. But he refused to let them be down by even more. And you know what the Warriors are going to do come third quarter? They're coming with that avalanche. The thing is that you hope you can survive it. The Celtics survived it, but Steph Curry's like, you know what? Might not go ahead and separate by 14, 15, but I'm going to be in striking distance. And the mistake that they made, Skip, is that he was able to get about 3 minutes of break in the fourth quarter. And Steve Kerr said, no, come on. I've seen enough. And then he started doing his magic. And I understand that Clay hit a big 3 to put him up 1, but it still was about 3 minutes left in the ball game. And then he comes down. He hits a 3 that puts him up 6. Al Horford matches him, 3 back down, and then he start dancing, Skip. You see him put Smart on the floor, and then Robert Williams, the third. I'm dancing with the first, the second, and the third. He started dancing with him, Skip. That 43 points and the 10 rebounds, that's what's so amazing. I mean, the guy had 10 rebounds also. We know he can shoot the ball, but now all of a sudden he's getting rebounds also. Skip, he was sensational. Steph Curry is averaging more points per game than the next 2 scorers on his team combined. So when you add Clay 17 and you add Andrew Wiggins 13, Steph Curry is averaging 34. The next 2 leading scorers averaging 33 between the 2 of them. So he's doing what we saw LeBron do against the Warriors in 2015, although he lost. He's putting up that kind of Herculean effort, and he's giving you 10 rebounds. He was sensational. We see this all the time. The game was right there for the taking, and the other team doesn't take it. The other team didn't take it. Steph Curry took it. He's been phenomenal. He was even more exceptional Friday night than he had been at any point in time in the series. Even though Skip, he had 29 in game 2 and then played the fourth quarter. I believe Friday night might have been his greatest finals performance. And he had 47 in a loss to Toronto, played well. He's had some 37s here and there, but Skip, I just believe what I saw, it might have been his best playoff moment, given the magnitude of what was at stake. You lose this, you go down 3-1. And he says, I refuse to let that happen. And he says, everybody get on my back and ride the shoulders of a small 6'3", 180-pounder from Davidson. Ride my shoulders. They rode him, and now they go home 2-2. We'll see what happens in Game 5 tonight.
Oh, man. I don't even know where to start with what you just spewed all over the table that went from wrong to wronger to wrongest. But finally, it is my turn to speak on Undisputed, and I'm about to unleash on everything you just said. What in the name of Larry Bird happened to your Boston Celtics at home on Friday night? I need to know, because all I know for sure is that your Boston Celtics were up 5 with 7:32 left in the game. Up 5 with 7:32. And you have proclaimed Jayson Tatum has next. He's got a seat reserved at the superstar table. And I keep saying, he's as far from superstar as I am sitting right here to Boston, Massachusetts, which is about 3,000 miles away from me. I keep telling you that. You won't listen. And I say, this Boston team is so flawed because both of its two young, quote-unquote, superstars are tragically flawed. When you most need them to rise and shine, when you least expect it, they just leave you flat and deflated, especially Jayson Tatum. What in the name of Larry Bird happened to Jayson Tatum? He made one three-point shot early in the fourth quarter. It was 10:32. I think we have it. We should just show it here, although our monitor isn't working, so I don't know if we're showing it or not.
They can see it at home. We can't see it here.
Maybe, I don't know. Help us out. Are you showing it? Not sure if you are or not, because our monitors aren't working. Hello? I'm not hearing anything from the control room. Maybe we lost everybody. Okay, so let's forget about the video.
It's just you and I here.
Okay, here we go. Here's the point. Jayson Tatum made a three-point shot with 10:32 left, and I thought, okay, here he goes. Here he comes. Here come the Celtics. Would you believe that your man Jayson Tatum did not score another point the rest of the basketball game?
Yeah.
All the way home. Jayson Tatum was nowhere to be found. He wound up 1 of 5 in the fourth quarter. He missed all 4 of his other shots after he made his first one. And I'm thinking, where are you? Where are you? I couldn't find him because he shrank and he shrank. I'm pretty sure he's 6'8". He looks like he might be 6'9".
Yeah.
But by the end of the game, he was about 5'11". And Jaylen Brown wasn't a whole lot better, although Jaylen Brown did make some two-point shots, but he missed all of his three-point shots in the fourth quarter, missed 3 of those. And all of a sudden, would you believe that down the stretch, your Boston Celtics give up a 21-6 run at home to close the game, and they lose it by 10? I've never seen anything like this Boston team. That's the 5th time in the last 3 big playoff series that they've lost a home game, 2 to Milwaukee, 2 to Miami, and now 1 to Golden State. When you least expect it, when you can least afford it, they just leave their fans completely, utterly on the floor and deflated. And our man Nelly that we had on Friday, and he was great on the show, and he loves him some Jayson Tatum because he watched him grow up in St. Louis and went to high school with his mom. But he called me near the end of the game, and he said, I told you it's the turnovers. They can't turn it over. And Jayson Tatum did have 6 for the game, which won't work. It just won't work. But the irony of the fourth quarter is, if you look at the turnovers, Golden State had 5 in the fourth quarter to Boston's 3. So it wasn't that you went up in turnover smoke in the fourth quarter, right?
Right.
Well, what happened was you got annihilated on the backboards. It's just like Golden State wanted this game more than Boston did. And what's the total for the game? It was 55 to 42 rebounds in favor of the visiting team. Are you kidding me? And I get it that Robert Williams has got a knee issue going on because he had recent scope surgery on his left knee. But how does he play 8 minutes and 19 seconds of the fourth quarter and he gets 0 rebounds? I mean, I don't care how achy your knee is. You can't do that.
Andrew Wiggins had 6.
Okay, he had 6 to nothing for a man who's much taller and longer than he is and one of the best shot blockers in the league, and he couldn't get a single rebound. Okay, now, back to your contention that Steph was sensational. Even Clay made the case after the game that was his greatest finals game. Well, okay, so that's not saying a whole lot because I've told you and I've demonstrated to time and time again, Steph has come up in finals games even smaller than he is because we've seen what happened the first 3 games of 2015 when he was pathetic. That was his first 3 of his career, obviously, first 3 finals games. Then the last 3 of 2016, it was an epic superstar meltdown after his back-to-back final regular season MVP. And then the last 4 games of 2019, he was beyond pathetic, making 32% of his three-point shots. So he has failed his team and again. And I predicted on Friday at the end of the show that he owed his team, and I thought he would have a very big game, but I did think Boston would prevail on Friday night.
Well, can you make the case this might be his best playoff game ever for Steph?
I haven't thought about playoff. I was only putting the finals. I didn't research it. I didn't think hard. Probably not. He's had some huge playoff games. But finals games, I'll give you finals.
But given the moment of what was asked of him, going down 3-1, you're in the Garden, and the Garden fans are different than Cleveland. The Garden fans are different than Toronto. So just given the moment, the sure moment of itself. Okay. And what was asked of him.
Okay. So here's what happened for those who might not have locked into the game, who might have been casually watching or following Shannon on Twitter. In the end, here's what really happened in the fourth quarter. Would you believe that Klay Thompson made all three of his shots, two of them three-pointers, before Steph scored a single point in the fourth quarter? Would you believe that Steph didn't score a single point until he made what became a dagger three that put them up 6 with 1:42 left? I'm sorry, he scored one time. He scored a two-pointer right after Klay. Right. The turning point of the game and the series so far, Klay Thompson comes down with, what was it, 6:30 left? Yeah, hang on just a second. I'll find it here. Yeah, it's 4:26 left. Klay comes down. Do we still? I think we're back on now. I don't know if we have this video, but with 4:26 left, here's Klay. This is, I don't think that was the shot. I think it's another bomb from the other side. But you
talking about a game of 1 point lead?
Yeah, game of 1 point lead.
The three.
Okay, that was his first three of the fourth quarter. But the bomb three is a 29-footer for over by the sideline.
Right, in front of Boston's bench.
Yes, right in front of Boston's bench. That was the shot of shots, because if you don't have that one, the body language tilts the other way, because you could just see Boston just sagged after that one. Then Steph does come right down and hit a two-point shot, and all of a sudden they're off to the races from that point forward.
And then Steph comes back and hit a three and puts them up 6. Okay. Al Horford matches it with a three of his own.
Okay, he did, but Steph's three came with 1:42 left. Okay, so that was. It still felt like the dagger because it put them up 6. It didn't give them the lead or tie the score. But remember, Klay had scored 8 points before Steph scored any points, and his first points came at 3:49. So he went all the way down the stretch of the fourth quarter. He played 6 minutes after he came in without scoring a single point. And then thanks to Klay's 8 points to give them the lead, then I've told you, Steph's a great front runner, and he leaped on board, and here he went. And again, I'll give you put them on his back through the first 3 quarters, but I can't give you fourth quarter because Klay put them on his back.
Can I ask you a question? If Steph is not giving you 33 through the first 3 quarters, do you believe Klay Thompson's shot even matter in the fourth?
No,
I do not.
I give you that. And that's why I said I'll give you the first 3. He put them on his back.
Because he was 4 or 5 from the 3. Steph had 14, but he was 4 or 5 from the 3-point line. In the third quarter, just the third quarter alone.
Just the third quarter.
Yeah. Skip, he's shooting 49% on 13 3 attempts a game.
What did I call him Friday? He is third quarter Steph, and he has been throughout this whole series. He had not been fourth quarter Steph because would you believe that shot that he made with 1:42 left, that 3-point shot, would you believe that's Steph Curry's first 3-point shot that he has made in the fourth quarter, the whole series? We'd gone through 4 fourth quarters, and finally, with 1:42 left, and I tweeted, finally, he made a big 3. And it was more of a dagger 3 than a gotta-have-it 3. Right. But he finally made his first 3 because he came into this fourth quarter, he was 3 of 10 from the field and 0 of 3 from 3. And so now he's 1 of 4 from 3 in the fourth quarter. But he
was feeling it, though, Skip. You could tell he was feeling it, the way he was hitting the shots, and he was looking at the crowd. This is my house. This is me. This is what, he had it going. He knew. I mean, I thought he got up to the start, and I was like, well, damn. Is this going to be special? Is it going to be special, or is it going to be special? And then, okay, he got 19. And you look at it and say, now, Steph been going off in the third. Now, he'll mess around and go for 15, 20 in the third and blow this thing open. And so for me, Skip, it's like Boston. And you're right. Boston, in order for someone to take the game over, you would keep saying the game was right there for the taking. You keep saying games 1 and 3, Shannon, it was right there for the taking if Steph Curry is that guy. Well, so he took it. Granted, Boston skipped, again, the point guard. Look at the shot selection in the fourth quarter. Look at what they did. Jayson Tatum, back-to-back turnovers, back-to-back threes for the other team. Those are heartbreaking.
Agreed.
And Marcus, he made a shot one time, and he's up there arguing with the official. And Marcus Smart's like, get back, you got this guy over here. And he's over there arguing with the official.
Who was?
Jayson Tatum.
I agree.
He's getting like Luka every call.
And Ime called him out after the game.
Yes.
He spent too much time arguing for fouls. You can't.
Yes.
After a while, just give it up and go play.
Okay, you see the first 5 minutes of the game. They gonna let us play through contact. Ain't gonna be no ticky-tack. So at the first 5 minutes, so don't think they're gonna change. If they don't call it in the first 5 minutes, they damn sure not gonna call it in the last 5 minutes. You're gonna literally have to Mikael Rambis in order to get a foul.
That is
and
true.
he keeps playing the contact and looking for those cheap fouls. And while he's doing this here, Golden State's going up the court and Jordan Poole letting threes go. Or somebody's getting a layup because you argue with a call.
Okay, I got it. And to your point, I'm looking at the fourth quarter box, and your point guard, Marcus Smart, has 0 fourth quarter assists. It won't work.
Thank you.
I promise you, you can't win that way. You had a 5-point lead with 7:32 left in the game. Somebody has to be the point guard, the organizer, the orchestrator to say, okay, calm down, set up. Let's get a good shot. Let's make a
That's
shot,
not what he is.
and they'll go away.
No.
Because if you'll set it up and make a shot, any shot down the stretch, but they couldn't find a shot.
No.
Because
They could find a difficult shot,
Okay,
a lot of ISO one-on-ones.
But let me tell you, if you give a home team a 5-point lead with 7:32 left in what felt like a closeout game, because help me out here. If the Celtics slam that door on Friday night, isn't it over?
Yeah, I believe so, Skip.
Okay.
They had 21 total shots in the fourth quarter. 13 of them was from the three-point line.
They were.
And what you get is that
They actually made one more three than Golden State did in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
The problem was they tried 13 and Golden State tried only 7.
Exactly.
Because Steph only took 1 3 in the whole fourth quarter.
Right.
He took one and Eureka, he made it.
Skip, but the thing is that what happens is that you resort to getting back to ISO ball. Jaylen Brown trying to go one-on-one and be elites of picking his pockets. Jayson Tatum going one-on-one and turning it over. So now, as opposed to having a point guard, Skip, if you go back and look at the number 1 team in clutch time this year was the Phoenix Suns. Why? Who does the Phoenix Suns have? A point guard. And that's why I'm not even saying Marcus Smart need to be Chris Paul.
Yep.
But he needs to understand as the point guard, man, settle this you-know-what down. Stop, hey, JB, stop taking those ill-advised shots. Skip, there was a 3-on-1. He has a horrible angle, and he shoots a shot with a terrible angle 3-on-1 in transition. That's not the shot. Pull it out, come down, let's run a set. Jayson Tatum throwing up willy-nilly shots. The foul, there's no foul, bruh. Stop complaining and play basketball. You're right. The Boston Celtics didn't do a very good job of handling it down the stretch. But also what happened is that Golden State did a better job. Golden State forced them in some of those turnovers also. Now, some of it, Skip, was just Jayson Tatum just careless with the basketball.
Yep.
But what was that with 16? You gave up 16 rebounds in the fourth quarter.
You did.
16. You got out rebound 16-6. 6-3 on the offensive end. You had a great stop. You played great defense for 23 seconds. And guess what? Draymond get the rebound.
Yep.
Or Wiggins get the rebound and put it back in.
That's right. So I look at Jayson Tatum's takeaway numbers here, and you say, well, he had 23 and 11, right? 23.
Man, it took him 23 shots.
Okay, but he had 6 assists, which actually led his team. But then you look at the other ones, they're canceled by 6 turnovers, and to your point, 8 of 23. Now, he made 4 of 8 threes, which will work usually, but the key number is 10 minutes and 23 seconds left, he made his last shot, okay?
That's not good enough.
It's not good enough
No.
at home.
No.
If you told me it happened at Golden State, I'd say, okay, it's hard to win there. But this happened on your home floor again to Jayson Tatum.
Skip, and your boy Al Horford, he's got to do a better job with Looney. He got to keep him off the glass. Marcus Smart's got to do a better job. You can't be minus 17. Marcus Smart minus 7. And Derek White, bro, Skip, they just turned the ball. And you can tell early on how the game is going. Okay, y'all with the turnover, y'all on that bull job again.
Yep.
Okay, y'all jacking up willy-nilly shots. You do realize Golden State make you pay double. You take bad shots, they get the rebound, they going into a transition three, they getting easy buckets. I know it's driving the coach crazy because he's like, guys, what are we doing? This team is very beatable. But you can't beat them with the mistakes and the compound mistakes that we continuously make.
Yep.
We go over this in film session. Y'all trying all these more difficult. Hey, just take what's given you. It's so frustrating. But Skip, I don't want to deny Steph because what I saw Friday night, I'm just going to appreciate it. The shot, the difficulty, the dancing that he does, the floaters, the repertoire of the shots that he can make around the basket. Skip, you know he's deadly from three. What, he's 7 of 14. I mean, the guy's, he's 50, 49, 86. That's crazy. The dude is almost shooting 50% from the three. He's shooting 11, somewhere between 11 and 13 a game. Skip, that's crazy.
Okay, I got it. But the unsung hero was Klay Thompson, who scored 8 before Steph could even scratch in the fourth quarter.
Think about what he said. Think about what you just said. He scored 8 points in the fourth quarter. He had 10. Steph had 33 going into the fourth. Klay had 10.
Okay, so?
But my point is, Skip,
they're about dead. They're down 5, except Klay said, no, I won't go away.
Well, Skip, guess what? They'd already been in the ground. If Steph wasn't doing what he was doing, the 8 points that Klay gave you in the fourth wouldn't have mattered. They'd have been so far behind had Steph Curry not been Steph Curry. The 19 in the first half, the 14 in the third quarter. Skip, I mean, the man gave you 14 in the third quarter, which is far fewer than what Klay had the entire game.
Okay, I got it. But Steph Curry scored his first fourth quarter point with 3:49 left. I don't know. You better start to credit that his running mate, who always gives him total deference. He has total humility. It's all about Steph. He put us on his back.
You do realize that Steph had 24 in the third and fourth quarter.
I got it. But down the stretch, he has been pathetic in this series. Pathetic. He cost them the first 2 games. They were just teeter-totter games.
Okay, well, give him credit now.
Okay, well, I can't give him for the fourth quarter.
Why you can't? He got 10 points.
Okay, I'll give him credit for this. He made 5 free throws in the last, minute and a half out of 6. He made 5 of 6.
Yeah.
I was shocked he missed the one, but he's been a little bit of for him.
86 is like...
Okay, but he made 5 to increase his total points to 10. Well, Klay didn't shoot any free throws down the stretch, but Klay made the guts and glue shots that kept them in the game. Klay made the biggest shot, was that not dagger, but the turning point 3 that he made with 4:26 left. So the point was, in the end, the big picture takeaway here is these teams are taking turns getting humiliated, then getting mad, and getting even. We just see it again and again because the Warriors got humiliated in Game 3, and they got mad about it. Right. And they got even. They just came out and wanted the game more than the Celtics did because it's demonstrated most glaringly in the rebound.
Yeah.
55 to 42. You get out-rebounded by 13 on your home floor.
With that's a big team.
In a game that you could have just put them away.
Al Horford, Robert Williams. You got JT, you got JB, you got Grant Williams. You got a big
that's
team.
That's just desire. Yeah. That's just, you don't want it. These other guys wanted it more than you did.
Skip, it's the fourth quarter that's been the undoing of a lot. Well, fourth quarter, if you look at it, what did Golden State score? 11 the last fourth quarter? And the game 1, they scored
11.
like 14.
11.
And then Boston scored 13 in the fourth. At some point in time, someone's going to be in a commanding position. I'm not going to necessarily say Game 5 is going to be the determining factor. 82% of the teams that win Game 5. I'm not so sure that's going to be the case.
Not with these two.
No.
Because they're wildly flawed and unpredictable. And I won't be surprised if it goes visiting team, visiting team, visiting team, wins the last 3 games.
Yep, it might.
Yep.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.